As the US-Israeli war on Iran escalates, global headlines have focused largely on oil markets. But another crisis could be unfolding across the Gulf: water and food security. On March 8, Iranian drones reportedly damaged a desalination plant in Bahrain, which converts seawater into drinking water. For Bahrain, that infrastructure is critical. The island nation depends on desalination plants for around 90 to 95% of its drinking water. And Bahrain is not alone. Across the Gulf, desalination underpins daily life. In the United Arab Emirates and Kuwait, about 90% of drinking water comes from desalinated seawater. In Oman, the figure is about 86%. In Saudi Arabia, around 70%. History shows how vulnerable that system can be. During the 1990 to 1991 Gulf War, attacks on desalination facilities in Kuwait caused severe water shortages. The strike in Bahrain followed a US airstrike that damaged an Iranian desalination facility, cutting water supplies to dozens of villages. Iran's foreign minister warned that the US has set a dangerous precedent by targeting such infrastructure. Across the Persian Gulf coastline, more than 400 desalination plants produce around 40% of the world's desalinated water. But water is only part of the Gulf's vulnerability. Food supplies could also be at risk. Most Gulf countries import between 80 to 90% of their food. That makes them highly dependent on global shipping routes and uninterrupted maritime trade. With the Strait of Hormuz closed, one of the region's most vital supply routes is now disrupted. Shipping analysts estimate that more than 170 vessels, carrying roughly 450,000 containers, are currently stranded in the Gulf. Major shipping companies have paused bookings and introduced emergency surcharges. Airspace restrictions are also disrupting air cargo. That includes essential shipments of perishable foods such as dairy and meat that normally arrive daily. Rising transport costs and delays are already pushing up prices, and reports of panic buying have begun to surface across parts of the region. Amid rising fears, Gulf governments are trying to reassure residents. Officials in the UAE, Qatar, and Bahrain say they have strategic reserves that could last for several months. Kuwait has moved to ban food exports to preserve domestic supplies. But analysts warn that if the conflict widens, the Gulf's heavy reliance on imported food and desalinated water could quickly expose the region's most critical vulnerability.